Good evening all. IEEE PEST SPC MBCR has marshaled wide variety of events in association with PEST Day celebrations. Here's the final step for the completion of PEST Day 2021. On behalf of IEEE PEST SBC MBCL, I welcome all gathered here for the webinar on the topic Clean Energy to Fight Climate Change. First, I welcome Dr. Vani Vijay, Technology and Research Expert at Vaiduli Energy Services, who has taken time from her busy schedules to be with us today as the guest speaker of the webinar. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank
Next,
you,
I
Megha.
Next, I welcome Dr. Nisha GK, HOD EEE, to address the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. So a very good evening to one and all. So I hope everyone is staying healthy and safe. Today, IEEE Power and Energy Society Student Branch Chapter in association with IEEE PES Day is organizing a webinar as the fourth event on the recent topic, Clean Energy to Fight Climate Change. It's really an interesting topic and an opportune moment to refurbish upon the challenges on clean energy. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming Dr. Vani Vijay, Technology and Research Experts, invite the Energy Services to this webinar. I hope that all will be extremely benefited from this session. And now, without further ado, I will turn the time over to Vani ma'am to begin the webinar. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll start presenting, Nigel. I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's coming up.
Yeah. So good evening, all, and thank you, ma'am, for welcoming me for this event. I hope all of you are staying safe in this critical time. Anyway, I really appreciate the MBCT team for organizing such events, even in this critical time, and keeping the students engaged with the latest topics. And we have to keep moving whatever is the situation. So this topic, clean energy revolution, is a very relevant topic in today's world. From past maybe 5 or 10 years, we are hearing this topic here and there in all the sectors of our work. So I appreciate IEEE PS Kerala chapter for taking up this topic as the important topic in this event. This is just a short presentation. Not able to move the slide. Okay, is it changing?
Just wait. Yes.
Okay.
It's changing.
Okay. So as the topic indicates, I'm going to talk about how clean energy is going to affect climate change. So climate change, so before that, I'll just try to give a short introduction about myself. I was working for a few years with Central Power Research Institute in energy sector in research. And then I was working with some commercial renewable energy projects, that is clean energy projects, which is exactly the topic of this webinar. And I was working with some of the important projects in India, Middle East and Europe, which brought about some significant impact in the in our ecosystem and economy. So with this experience, I'm trying to explain how our clean energy solutions and how our activities are really affecting the climate change. And if you have any doubts, you can interrupt me in between. Within my knowledge, I'll try to explain. Coming to the topic, climate change is something which is gaining importance in very recent years, like maybe last couple of years. Obviously, because we are already facing the issues by ourselves. Actually, this topic of climate change is under discussion with various nations and organizations for many years, but then it has not really come into picture when we come to common people or when we come to the end user side. So now we can see various eminent personalities like Leonardo DiCaprio. He's not only an actor; he's a very active person in this climate action. And many other eminent personalities have already started talking about climate change, that we have to take it serious. So we all have a feeling that, okay, this is a global issue. We are not going to, there is nothing we can do about it. It happens in nature. But the thing I'm trying to explain here is this climate change has happened to us through all these years because of our activities itself, which is mainly pertaining to the energy usage. So let's come to how this happened in last few years. Yeah. Now we know that in last 50 years we have witnessed a lot of development in terms of industrial sector, in terms of our domestic comfort. In every sector we have witnessed a lot of technological advancement and development. And what is the net effect of that? Yes, definitely we have improved our living style, we have improved our comfort levels, and we have reach the places which we never thought humans could even like have an impact. But there is some other negative part of it. That is, along with industrial development, we are creating a lot of emissions into the environment. So when we talk about emission, from school days itself, we are studying about the effects of emission. But I've just listed out few of the important ones. So any kind of, we have plenty of industries, plenty of power generating stations, and we are utilizing it in different ways. We have plenty of vehicles. All these are creating some kind of emissions into the environment. So some of the effects are, one is acid rain. We know about it. Like in these emissions, we have components like sulfur dioxide or nitrogen dioxide, and such components which combine with water forming acidic components, and then it will affect our water sources, health. It has health issues. It will decay various building materials and natural materials. That is one effect of it. Then we have ozone layer depletion. That is very common. We have, common topic we have been hearing. That is mainly happening because of the chlorine in. Sorry, I've missed. It's actually CFC. That is chlorofluorocarbon. That is emitted by that is caused due to various refrigerants, and then this chlorine affects the ozone layer, which is O3, breaking it down, causing holes in the ozone layer. So this will cause UV rays to enter our atmosphere. It will affect air quality. It will disturb our biogeocycles. Then we have loss of biodiversity. All the emissions from various industries have many harmful chemicals in it, and these are polluting the environment. It will affect our health, and it is already causing extinction of various kinds of birds and animals, and even humans are getting affected, like fatal illness and genetic disorders. Now, coming to the most important effect of industrial development and emission is global warming. So how is this global warming happening? Now I'll just go to, means in recent years, many studies have happened, is this global warming really true, or is it just a myth? So this is just a data from some of the internationally accredited organizations regarding the surface temperature of the Earth. And we can clearly see that it is just rising. It is not going to, it is not from 1880 onwards, once industrial revolution has happened, this temperature is going on rising. And what is the reason for this? So all these issues are pointing to, again, to the emissions from various industries and power generating stations. So this reason for the rise in temperature is mainly greenhouse effect. I'm sure you must have already heard about greenhouse effect. This Earth already has a natural greenhouse effect. That is, Earth's atmosphere has a particular amount of carbon dioxide and other gases, which is naturally present, and which is emitted by the normal human beings or any living organisms on Earth. This causes a greenhouse effect on the above the atmosphere, and solar radiation enters the Earth's atmosphere, and it gets re-radiated or reflected from the Earth's surface. And this greenhouse gas carbon dioxide and other gases will help to maintain some of the heat within the Earth's atmosphere, and the remaining heat escapes into the space. So this is natural greenhouse effect. It is definitely required for the existence of life on Earth. Now coming to what is happening now, that is we are emitting different gases along with the industrial exhaust, and due to our different activities like transportation and power generation, etc. So this contains gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, chlorofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, and sulfur hexafluorides. These gases are named as greenhouse gases because they have the capacity to create a greenhouse effect on the Earth's atmosphere. So what happens is once solar radiation enters and it gets re-radiated and reflected from Earth's surface, these gases will trap it within the atmosphere, and it will not allow sufficient heat to escape into the space. So what happens, net effect is that the temperature of the Earth's surface is increasing because of these gases. So the capacity of these gases to capture or to produce a greenhouse effect is called as global warming potential. So each gas has a particular value of global warming potential. For carbon dioxide is the most common or highest percentage of a greenhouse gas, and hence we have taken the global warming potential of carbon dioxide as 1. That is for easiness of calculation. And other gases are global warming potential of other gases I will listed here are mentioned in terms of with reference to carbon dioxide, and we can also express like the component compared to the amount of gases. Other gases are comparatively less in quantity compared to carbon dioxide. Hence they can be like all the gas component of all the gases can be expressed in terms of carbon dioxide reference. So now we know because of these gases temperature is rising. Now what are the effects of rise in temperature? Mainly rise in sea level, snow and ice melting. We think that not all of us, but many of us think that yes, ice is melting, that's not going to affect me, but that's not the case. It is causing rise in sea levels, and we have already witnessed change in rainfall pattern in our state itself, and then extreme weather events like landslides and earthquakes, severe heat waves. Because of that, forest fires are happening. Then loss of biodiversity. Some organisms or animals are not able to sustain this heat, and then increase in diseases, new kinds of viruses, and grow in this kind of environment, and freshwater scarcity, food shortage. All these together accounts to what we call as climate change. So I suppose you understand how industrial revolution and emission has finally led to change in climate in last few years. So where are we now? Actually, I'm sure you are also aware about it, but voices are being raised from different parts of the world. Even in India, we have many movements, especially from the side of youngsters, because they understand that we are going to face the consequences in coming years. So in different countries, various movements and programs are being conducted to emphasize that climate change is real and we should actually act on it. And now if we come to our topic, that is clean energy and climate change, if we analyze what is the as I told, greenhouse gas is the main reason for increase in temperature. So what contributes to greenhouse gas emission? If we analyze an overall world strategy, we can see that 73% of emission is mainly caused by energy sector. So this energy sector will include, as I told, industry, the energy used in industry, then energy generation sector, and we are using energy in different forms for our day-to-day activities and also for transport. All these will include, all these together form 73% of greenhouse gas emission that is happening in the world now. So it is quite clear that if we work on the energy sector, we can create significant impact in the present situation. So you can see that this is a table showing what is the actual baseline data of carbon dioxide and other gases in the atmosphere, and what is the current level. So you can see carbon dioxide baseline level is 280 parts per million, and current level is 395 parts per million. So already we have crossed the limits. That is the case with all the gases, and we can see that, for example, if we take perfluorocarbons, they have 5,700 times global warming potential than carbon dioxide, even if it is in small quantity. And once it is emitted to the atmosphere, it stays there for 50,000 years. So it is quite clear that we have already caused a lot of damages. We need industrial revolution, but we have to understand the ill effects of that. So the studies have been conducted by various scientists and United Nations and different organizations, and they finally came to a conclusion that if we don't, if this situation continues, we are not going to survive for another more than 2050. We have to cap. Now, as I showed in the graph, the temperature is going on rising. So this rise in temperature should be capped within 1.5 degrees Celsius. Otherwise, there will be a disaster. So for capping the rise in temperature, definitely we have to reduce the emission. And for reducing the emission, for reaching this target of 1.5 degrees Celsius rise, we have to reduce the emission at least by 7.6% every year. From now to 2030. So this is a conclusion by various scientists and research studies that we have to take necessary steps to follow this. Now, coming to what we can do about it. To reduce emission, as I told, industrial revolution is the main part, but we can start from our home and from our businesses and from our community. So these points are some of the basic points which you can follow to reduce emission and thereby reduce the rise in temperature. First thing, save electricity, because we know we are just switching on a light, but this particular 1 unit of electricity is generated in India in 85% of almost 80% of the power generation happening in India is by thermal power stations. We are coming up with clean energy solution, but currently it is majority is by thermal power stations. So when we are using 1 unit of electricity, in effect, actually we are emitting a particular amount of carbon dioxide, which is generated which is created while this particular unit of electricity is generated. So every unit of electricity we save, we are actually reducing the emission. Another important thing is energy efficient transportation. That is, we know now electric vehicles are gaining importance. I'll come to that in the next slides. But even if it's fuel vehicles, we can always drive in an energy efficient way. We can avoid unnecessary transportation and also use public transportation, carpooling, use efficient engines, and avoid using engines which have higher emissions, high poisonous emissions and all that. Then avoid plastic usage, very important, because plastic is one of the material which has the highest carbon footprint. So the plastic has become a very important part of our life, but we can take measures to reduce the usage of plastic and also practice sustainable living, like use more sustainable materials, and we practice recycling, avoid buying more and more plastic things or more and more materials, instead try to recycle. And coming to the most important thing, that is energy efficient technology and use of clean energy solution. So energy efficient technology, as I already mentioned, once any unit of energy we save, we are reducing equivalent amount of carbon dioxide emission. So in this last 2 points, we are concentrating on energy efficient technologies and use of clean energy solutions. So how energy efficient technologies can reduce emission? Already government and various organizations have they have understood the need for using energy efficient technologies and saving energy. Hence, we have there awareness is being created everywhere to use this. Government already have various regulations. Okay, if you are you having a building, it should have minimum energy efficient index, and such regulations are already in place. So an awareness should be created in this matter, that it is important that we follow energy efficient solutions. Then affordability. That is, affordability means definitely for any new technology or any new project, we have to invest money. So to make it more if such technologies are more affordable, then we will try to opt it. So we already have various financial aids and different schemes by government and other NGO organizations to promote renewable energy projects and solutions. Only thing is that we have to identify which are them and try to use it. Then adaptability, whatever financial aids or awareness or anything we have, we should be ready to adopt such technology. We should be ready to take the risk, and we should always in any sector we should take the help of energy experts to identify where you can save energy and how efficiently you can work. So how is clean energy, why is it called clean energy? How is it reducing emission? This is just a small example to show why it is called clean energy. As you know, renewable energy sources are termed as clean energy sources. It will include solar, wave energy, biomass, geothermal, and wind energy. So this here we can see if we are generating a unit of electricity in thermal power station, it is basically done by burning fossil fuel and then converting water into steam, and then steam energy into mechanical energy in the turbine, and then generator efficiency. Then we have the generator working, and then electricity is produced. So we have a lot of when coal or oil or natural gas is burned in this combustion region of the thermal power station, a lot of poisonous gases, including carbon dioxide, are generated. And then, you know, there are lots of stages of energy conversion happening here, and you lose, and depending on the efficiency of each machine, you lose, even though you are burning 1,000 calories of coal in the combustion region, you are not going to get equivalent energy as electrical output, because you have many equipments in between, and there is loss of efficiency in between. And then we have many equipment. This carbon dioxide is not only generated by this process. Instead, we have equipments within this process, and these equipments are to be manufactured first. So for manufacturing those equipments, again, we are in that process, we are also emitting carbon dioxide. So we have to always consider everything. We cannot just say that, okay, we use solar and we are not emitting. It's not the visible emission you are seeing in the process, but for each equipment for the manufacturing process, if it is a generator, for the metallic, even, if you're using a furnace to shape the metallic parts of the generator itself, a lot of emission is happening. So even that comes into picture, and many losses happen in a cooling tower. So at the same time, imagine you're using solar panels to generate electricity. Here we are converting the irradiation from sun directly into electricity by using the semiconductor material. I'm sure all of you know about the technology. We can see that there is no direct burning or emission happening in this process. Instead, what is happening is the direct conversion of the sun's energy into electrical energy, and then you have the inverter and converters to modify the power according to our requirement. So here also, as I told, it is not, even though it is called clean energy, it is not completely, I cannot say it is completely free of carbon dioxide emission, because we have to manufacture the panel, and manufacturing the solar cell is a bit complicated process, and we have to manufacture the cables, the inverter, all the equipments which is related to the generation should be manufactured, and there you have a carbon dioxide emission and carbon footprint for sure. But compared to the thermal power generation, this is we can say that it is a cleaner energy. So you can see this is the same. This case is same with all others, other renewable energy solutions also. Like in wind energy, you are converting the mechanical energy from the wind directly to electrical energy. Here again, there is no emission. But in biomass, you have emission. But compared to the other fuels, it is comparatively less. And in geothermal and wave energy also, there are no emissions coming in picture. So this you can see a table here. You can see that if it is if you're burning coal for creating 1 gigawatt hour, that is 1 giga unit of electricity. It is actually causing 888 units of 888 tons of carbon dioxide emission. Sorry. Okay, 888 tons of carbon dioxide emission for 1 gigawatt hour of electricity. At the same time, if you are using a solar PV panel, it is generating only 85 tons of carbon dioxide emission for 1 gigawatt hour of electricity. Similarly, you can see for other renewable energy or clean energy solutions. So it is quite clear how this use of clean energy is reducing the carbon dioxide emission. Another option, another most important thing we are having in today, like in today's advancement in clean energy solution is electric vehicles. Again here, I cannot say electric vehicles are 100% emission free, but compared to petrol and diesel vehicles, the emissions by electric vehicle is much lesser. You can see a symbolic graph that is like for petrol, and I have considered the carbon dioxide emission in the process of manufacturing the vehicle. And also in case of electric vehicle, you have a battery manufacturing, which is a very important part. Even that will cause a carbon dioxide emission. But when it comes to the running of the vehicle, we can see per unit of electricity used for charging the vehicle will generate much lesser carbon dioxide than the if you are running a petrol vehicle for 1 kilometer, it will almost generate 2.5 to 2.7 kilogram of carbon dioxide. When I'm telling carbon dioxide, actually we are considering the equivalent of carbon dioxide of all the other gases. So it is standardized for easiness of expression. So so it is almost generating 2.5 to 2.7 kilograms of carbon dioxide with 1 kilometer. So that's how clean energy solutions are really helping in reducing emission. So let us take an example. If you are installing 1 kilowatt of solar power plant in your home, 1 kilowatt means, if you are not understanding, we have panels up to 400 watts available nowadays. So with 3 or 4 panels, you can easily like PV modules, you can easily make a 1 kilowatt of solar PV system. This solar PV system will generate around 4 units of electricity per day. It's as per conditions in Kerala. And annually, you will get around, depending on the season and season changes and all that, you will get around 1,400 units of electricity. That is 1,400 kilowatt hour of electricity from 1 kilowatt of solar panel. And this is, if you are using this 1,000 kilowatt hour of electricity from the grid, you are actually generating 990 kilograms of more than that nearly 1,200 kilograms of carbon dioxide. But when you're using it from a solar PV source, almost 990 kilogram carbon dioxide emission is reduced just by using 1 kilowatt of solar PV panel annually. So this 990 kilogram of carbon dioxide, just to understand the equivalence, it is equal to the carbon sequestrated by 16.4 trees grown for 10 years. Sequestration means it is the process by which carbon dioxide is absorbed from the atmosphere or removed from the atmosphere. As per current technology, only we have not really found out any very active carbon sinks which can be commercially used. So trees and forests are the only ways to really remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So this carbon dioxide emission we offsetted is equal to 1.2 acres of forest, the carbon sequestrated by 1.2 acres of forest in 1 year. Similarly, this is also equal to 370 liters of diesel consumed or 497 kilograms of coal burnt. And I'm telling about the annual value, and also equal to 4,000 kilometers of a car running, or 1,20,000 smartphone charging. So using this renewable or clean energy solution, we have really tried to do the work of 1.2 acres of forest in 1 year. So, so to do this, to understand this, there is some technique called as carbon accounting. Carbon accounting means to quantify the amount of carbon dioxide which you are actually emitting into the atmosphere. This technique is called as carbon accounting, and it is very important in it is gaining importance in every project or every business. Carbon accounting is going to become a mandate in coming years for sure, because already government and various policy makers are have already moved steps to include carbon accounting in our activities, because it is not that you just create an industrial like industry, or you just come up with some technology. You should be environment friendly. So in carbon accounting, this is just an example. Every person is creating some kind of emission into the atmosphere. So you can calculate it by using various we have certain standards to calculate carbon emission. That is, for example, if you're using a diesel generator for your power, then per liter of carbon per liter of fuel burnt, you are creating some carbon dioxide that can be obtained by using a CO2 emission factor. This factor is calculated according to some standard practices. Similarly, as I already told, in India, if you are consuming 1 megawatt of electricity, that is equal to 0.9216 tons of carbon dioxide. So from relative calculation, you can find out whatever unit of electricity you are consuming, how much carbon dioxide you are emitting. Similarly, if you are using some products, the carbon dioxide emission is calculated by finding out the process in which this product is made and how carbon dioxide is emitted because of that. Now, we cannot always, as I told, if you go for clean energy solutions, you are reducing the emission. But there are certain constraints up to which you can go for clean energy solutions. Like you must be having some technical constraints, space constraints, or financial issues, or various things might come into picture if you are trying to opt clean energy solution. So there is another way in which you can really contribute to clean energy technologies and come up with reduction of carbon dioxide. This technique is called as carbon offsetting. That means, I hope you're understanding what I'm telling. If any questions, please interrupt me in between. Okay, so carbon offsetting means it is a process by which we calculate the amount of carbon dioxide which we are making. Like I already explained, different formulas are used, and then we find out what is the equivalent tons of carbon dioxide, and we purchase carbon credits according to that. And these carbon credits are then used for renewable energy projects, which will in effect reduce the carbon dioxide. So when we look at a small perspective, we are not really doing something. We are generating, if we have an industry, we are emitting the carbon dioxide. We have adopted all the technologies possible. We have made it energy efficient, but still there are some emissions. So these emissions can be quantified, and according to that, we can purchase carbon credits from international organization. And these carbon credits or money which we provide, which we submit for, which we pay for this carbon credit, will be used for some projects like solar, wind, or any renewable energy projects, clean energy projects, which will in effect reduce the carbon dioxide. And if you see in a global perspective, we are cancelling out our carbon dioxide emission. Okay, so when this concept came first. It was being questioned, and it was being like many issues were raised. How can we be sure that this particular money we are paying is used for renewable energy and for reduction of carbon? But now it is regularized. Now it is happening. It is real, because we as my company and Vani Vijay Energy Services, we have conducted the first carbon accounting project in Kerala, and we have made a particular event, carbon neutral event. That is, we calculated the amount. The event was called International Conference on Gender Equality, conducted by Government of Kerala, and they were very particular that they want to be environment friendly. They already took so many measures to make like all the materials were sustainable materials. They tried all, they carried out all the energy efficient measures. Still there will be a lot of generation, emission. So they wanted to offset this emission and make this event a carbon neutral event, and for that we conducted study at this. It was just a 3 days event, and due to this COVID situation, most of the speakers and participants joined online. Even then, with limited participation and best energy solution, we this event created 50 tons of carbon dioxide in 3 days. So imagine if we are doing any events, or if we are running our industry without any kind of restrictions or any energy efficient measures, how much carbon dioxide we are emitting. So this certificate you can see in the screen. This was purchased from United Nations. They have this, we can purchase carbon credits from the climate change, the Framework Convention of Climate Change by United Nations. And we offsetted this 50 tons of carbon dioxide using this credit. And this particular money we paid for 50 tons of carbon dioxide was utilized for a waste to energy projects in Assam. So we get all the information and details about where this money is being used and how much carbon dioxide that project is offsetting. So this is a very this is something which is giving hope in the present situation. As I told, we have already created a lot of emissions. This is something which can bring about a change and bring about carbon neutrality. So carbon neutrality is the concept by which we balance the amount of carbon dioxide we are emitting into the atmosphere and the amount of carbon dioxide that is being absorbed from the atmosphere. We are trying to balance. So in current situation, whatever forest or soil and natural sinks we have, it can absorb only up to 9.5 between 9.5 and 11 gigatons of carbon dioxide in a year. But we are actually creating 38 gigatons of carbon dioxide. So we really have to work on it. And so it is not really practical. Like we can do it, but and for an immediate solution, creating more forests will take time. So instead of that, one good option is to go for calculating the carbon footprint we are creating, and then living the most energy efficient way. First of all, opt for green energy solution, and then go for carbon offsetting. So this is not just in words. We already have many international agreements in this term, in this particular area. As I told, United Nations Framework Convention for Climate Change, it was formed long back itself to address this issue. And in 2015, this UNFCCC creates various policies and programs for inducing carbon neutral economy, and inducing and pushing people to go for reduced emission and energy efficient living. So it is based on that. In 2015, Paris Agreement was signed by 195 countries of the world. Almost all the countries joined. You might have heard about Paris Agreement already. So as I told in the beginning, in the Paris Agreement, all these countries agreed that we will limit the increase in Earth's temperature within 1.5 degrees Celsius. If it goes about 2 degrees Celsius before 2030, it is as per scientific studies, it is sure that there is no reversal after that. We cannot do anything after that. So as I told, we have to reduce the emission by 7.6% every year. So for that, all these countries signed the agreement, so that they will put various regulations on their industries and various restrictions to reduce the emission in all the sectors of activity, all the sectors of business. And you might have heard recently, USA is one of the biggest consumer of energy, biggest industrialized country along with China, and USA was not ready to agree with go forward with the Paris Agreement, and there was a controversy on that. Then later on, after the new US president, again climate change has he understands that climate change is important, like action on climate change is important, and like agreed that they are going to follow this Paris Agreement in all their activities. So this is one example. Similarly, we have Kyoto Protocol, also Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. They also it was formed in long back. It was formed in 1988 itself to address this issue. And in European Union, we have energy package for improving their renewable energy. Clean energy should be improved by 20%. Energy efficiency should be increased by 20%. And they had this target in 2020. Now we have their reports, and they have succeeded in doing it so far, and they have more programs for the coming years. So in India, we have National Action Plan for Climate Change. This is initiated now. Our Honorable Prime Minister also spoke about this in the recent in his recent speech. Actually, this was also formed before Paris Agreement itself. It was formed in 2008, and in that there are different missions which will help in India is the biggest, very big consumer country, and we also have a lot of resources, and the population is very high. So if India makes a step to reduce emission and really impact the climate change problem, it is going to make a result in a global perspective. So according to NAPCC, we have National Solar Mission related to clean energy, enhanced efficiency, emission for enhanced efficiency, sustainable habitat, water mission, green India, then sustainable in Himalayan ecosystem, then for knowledge sharing regarding climate change, and also sustainable agriculture. So what we have to understand is policies and regulations and rules are already made. Only thing is that we should be aware about it, and we should be able to we should be able to follow that in our day-to-day activities or in our business or anything, because I suppose most of the audience are students. So in later stage, you must be going to different sectors of work. So everywhere you can keep this in mind, that your emission is really affecting the climate change we are facing now. So this is just to show how Vaidyuti Energy Services is trying to contribute in this matter. We are trying to provide best energy efficient solutions and renewable energy, also e-mobility to our clients, so that they understand the need for reducing their emission and living sustainably. And we try to create awareness, which I'm doing now, and then acceptability and applicability of energy efficient technology, and provide services to create a sustainable future. So what you see in the screen is Sustainable Development Goals that is defined by United Nations. That is 17 goals which all the countries have to follow, so that by 2030 at least we can have a can have a sustainable ecosystem, that all the people are benefited without leaving anybody behind. And we can see that number 13 is climate change, and it shows how important it is to create a sustainable world. So these are some of the areas in which we are working to reduce the energy usage and to impart clean energy solutions, like energy audit, green audit, electric vehicles, infrastructure, then renewable energy, carbon accounting, and energy efficiency improvement. On the right side, what you see is just an outline of the carbon offsetting project we did recently, just for your understanding. That is, we identified various scopes of emission. In the event, we had direct emission at the venue, like some diesel generators were used, then some vehicles were used for the transport of the participants and speakers, and then in scope 2 you have the electricity consumed, and in scope 3 we have indirect emissions, like some participants were staying at the hotels, that hotel electricity consumption, and then food was served at the venue, the amount of energy, like fuel burning or electricity or whatever used to generate or produce that food, all those things were covered in scope 3. So all these are covered, and we found that around 50 tons of carbon dioxide was emitted, and it was offsetted by purchasing credits from United Nations. So coming to a conclusion, this was just a very basic presentation. I know most of the facts must be already known for you people, but my intention was that to motivate at least few of you to really live energy efficient way. And I suppose all the participants must be engineers in electrical or mechanical sector. So whatever kind of work or like maybe we are going, many of you must be going to start a company, or you'll be working for some projects. Any way, like whatever I've showed about YDD is what we are trying to do from our experience and knowledge, or from our ideas. That what we are trying to contribute in this. But whichever area you are working, or whichever whatever activities you are doing in your day-to-day life, you can always opt for a clean energy solution, or you can always go for an energy efficient solution, because you are the future, and you maybe in future you must be the policy makers of in these sectors, because this energy emission, carbon dioxide, climate change is not going to it is going to be a hot topic in coming years. It is not going to it will not get suppressed very soon. So I hope I didn't I could motivate at least some of you people to work in this sector, and really create a sustainable world. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It was extremely an informative session for us. As ma'am already mentioned, global institution continues to show that going beyond a 1.5 degrees Celsius increase in an average surface temperature will lead us to catastrophic disaster and extreme weather events. So by practicing simple methods such as by avoiding plastic usage, also by use of clean energy solution, we can make a huge difference. Also, we got a great idea on clean energy for emission reduction and about carbon accounting, the process used to measure how much carbon dioxide is emitted by an individual or community, and also about the widely insights. So, by keeping all these points in mind, we can do our best for a better, livable environment. Now we move on to the questionnaire session. If anyone have any questions, I request you to unmute your mic and ask, or to post queries in the chat box.
Ma'am, hello.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, will renewable energy projects be slowed down due to the full concentration of getting economies in countries after COVID-19?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Are you asking if the sector has slowed down?
Yeah, miss. After COVID-19, will it be slowed, renewable energy projects?
No, actually, renewable energy projects, there are two main aspects in this. One thing is, we have distributed projects. That is, even in Kerala, now new project has started. That is for providing solar PV systems for individual houses. In Kerala, we don't have large landscapes to create big power plants. But even then, KCB has come up with this Saura project in which they are providing 3 to 5 kilowatt of power plant for every house, and it will be connected to the grid. And if you are generating more electricity, you can always you will get paid from the utility. So and also in global perspective, actually right now, last year from March to September, there was a slowdown in the projects, definitely because of the money flow problem and coordinating problem. For such projects, people should be at site. There should be people working together for the work, and due to COVID, it was not really possible. But now it is again gaining. Whatever projects that were stopped or paused are again gaining momentum, and new projects are coming up. Even in India, in next right now we have only nearly 11 gigawatt of renewable energy solutions, but within 2030 we have Indian government has planned for up to 100 gigawatt of renewable energy solutions. So definitely, actually COVID-19 has really brought an insight about how we have to really care for nature, and we have to go for clean energy solutions. So I don't think there will be a slowdown in renewable energy sector as of in my experience so far. Did I answer the question?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Then Neha has asked, as a student, what can I do to help the society towards green environment? Yeah, that was exactly the point I was trying to explain in the presentation. As a student, always one thing is that we should practice what we are learning. It's not like okay, we listen to not only this presentation, we listen to many kinds of presentations, and we read or read things in books, but we should try to put into practice. And there are people who are not aware about such options, or what are the benefits of going for it. So as a student, we can always help them we can always try to create awareness, practice it ourselves, practice like sustainable living methods by ourselves. And also when we go for any like professional activities, like some engineering projects or management, and when we reach a position where we can take a decision on something, always choose to go with something which supports the nature, but not really harm the nature.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you so much.
Okay. And Vishnu has asked, what does YDB have in mind for future? Actually, YDB have lots of plans in mind. Even carbon accounting and carbon neutrality is really a future perspective. As I told, in Kerala, till now we really don't have that. We don't have the idea. Like even when we presented this particular topic of offsetting the carbon dioxide from our activity, that was not really welcomed by everyone. But fortunately, there were some government authorities and officers who could really understand like this is important, we have to go for it. So YBB has lots of plans in green energy solutions, and and also especially in electric vehicle infrastructure, because of the lack of charging stations and infrastructure problem, many people are not opting for electric vehicles. We have different types of electric vehicle models in market, but in Kerala it will take some time, and we'll start from Kerala and we'll expand to other parts of India and the world. So that's our plan. Vishnu, I hope I answered your question. Vishnu M. Nair. Then on a viewpoint to transform an existing residential building to a net zero energy building, what all can a consumer look into to start the initiative in our state? And how to explore in Kerala. Yeah, so this is net zero energy as a concept where we are not a particular house or a building is not consuming any energy from outside. Instead, it is generating everything by itself. So one point we have to note is to use, we have some limitations to use other renewable energy solutions like wind, biomass and all. Obviously, tidal and all is not possible. But we have micro wind turbines, and also if we have sufficient area available, we can go for solar. And there are options like facade solar, that is building integrated solar PV system. Even the walls of a building can be used for generating solar power. In Kerala, I've not seen that model, but it is there. It is coming into practice in different parts of India. Then there is something called as PaveGen. That is a futuristic technology. That is by using the pressure of our if you are doing some kind of workout or some walking, that pressure can be converted into electrical energy. That is also being tried as a not research project. Actually, it is already implemented in Expo 2020 in Dubai. So such technologies, if it comes into picture, we can go for net zero energy buildings. And one important thing is that considering the space constraint, there will be a limitation for the amount of energy we can, like clean energy we can make. So accordingly, we should be able to, optimize the type of equipments or appliances we are using within that building. So it is a very, it is possible if we design it considering all the, factors, plus points and minus points. Jomar ma'am, did I answer your question?
Yeah, Vani, but about this PaveGen, has it come into India? Actually, it's out, right?
Actually, in India, only as a test pilot project, like some projects have been. Commercially, it has not come into picture, but there are many companies which are working to make it like commercialize this technique.
Yeah, because I think the challenges in that, harvesting energy from electricity is quite a challenge. Very small voltages actually.
Yes, but there are few companies working doing research on this, like to amplify the amount of energy that is being generated and then utilize it for at least small power applications.
Okay.
Yeah. What can we do to increase the? Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Dr. Vani, first let me congratulate you on being the Kerala's first UN recognized renewable energy auditing company.
Oh, thank you.
So first, so I have just two questions. One is on an energy auditor.
Okay.
So what are the process that somebody like an electrical engineer has to go through to become an energy auditor? That was the first thing.
Okay.
Second is about your slide said something about like 5.5% of greenhouses generated by livestock. May I know how that process happens?
Okay. So first of all, I suppose you asked about the procedure for becoming an auditor, right? Or the procedure for audit?
Yeah, sort of like how to be an energy auditor. Like what are the process that you have to go through?
Okay. Actually, in here we have energy auditing is like a technical process. Anybody can do that with technical knowledge. But to become a certified energy auditor, we have like annually an examination is conducted by Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and they have a particular like a syllabus with 4 books you have to follow, which will include like general aspects of energy auditing, then also mechanical more into technical side of the thermal power stations and all that, electrical, and also a book where you can it shows how to calculate the energy usage and wastage of various types of industries like cement industries, fertilizer industry. So all these are covered in the syllabus, and it is conducted by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. If you clear this exam, you can become a certified energy manager, or if you clear 3 papers, you will become a certified energy manager. If you clear all the 4 papers, you will become a certified energy auditor. So once we finish this examination, I suppose the person will understand almost all the aspects of energy usage in different industries. And also definitely we need some practice. We can always we'll always get support from Energy Management Center Kerala, it is under government of Department of Power, Government of Kerala, for conducting energy audits for various buildings and industries. So for conducting there is electrical audit and thermal audit. For electrical audit, for thermal audit, you should try to associate with companies which already have thermal auditing license, and then study how to do that. But if you clear the exam, you will become a certified energy auditor. Then about livestock, it is actually due to the waste produced, we have a very huge industry for meat and beef and all that. So the greenhouse gas emission by livestock is due to the waste produced by these cattle. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. And then there are some more questions in the box. What can we do to increase the pace of transition from conventional engine to hybrid vehicles? Okay. So increase the pace means first of all, the technology is there, many researchers, everything is going on, but the thing is that it should become more affordable to people. So for these techniques to become affordable to people, we should always find out more ways to for new technologies for hybrid vehicles. So definitely more R&D is required in this sector. But all the vehicle manufacturing companies are really working on this. They know that fossil fuel engines are not the future. It is going to, already in Delhi they have banned diesel vehicles which are more than 5 years of life. But now we are importing it into Kerala and we are using it here. So that will change once we really understand, fuel prices increasing. So after a point, I would also like to emphasize that as per current statistics, the coal reserve of the whole world is only will be available only for next 113 years, and the fossil fuel oil reserve is only for 57 years. This is according to reserve to production ratio, like according to the international studies. So unless we miraculously find out some new oil sources, this will be the case. So definitely oil price is going to increase, and I think in near future we will switch to hybrid vehicles. Vishnu, PS, did I answer your question?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, of course. Thank you.
Okay. What is your perspective on future transportation? Actually, I'm not a transportation expert, but then I think definitely electric vehicles is the future. There are many limitations for electric vehicle technology now, but we are also working together with a company named Charge Mode. They are experts in this sector, and from the studies, it is sure that we are all going to switch to electric vehicles. And if you just Google, you can find out there are some notifications published by the government itself. In Kerala government, they have said that by end of this year there should be 2 lakh electric vehicles on the road. So definitely because of COVID, all the other topics have lost the importance, but still the future is like clean energy transportation itself. Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Are there any volunteering opportunities? Yes, definitely. Actually, we are also working with some students from IET, IET chapter of MBCT. Similarly, we already have we already have a MOU with your college. So if you come up with some, if you are interested or if you have some ideas or if you want to support us or learn from us, definitely we will support. Yes, I think questions are over. Anything more to discuss? I hope my presentation was not very boring, and I gave at least some new information for you to like learn more and do more research on it and understand the importance. Archana ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
I think
Any more questions? Okay, Megha.
Okay, ma'am. Finally, as an appreciation for Dr. Vani Vijay for the time and valuable input she has shared with us all today, I would like to offer the small memento as an effort of appreciation. Ma'am, I request you to please stop sharing the screen.
okay.
On behalf of everyone, I would like to thank you for your time. Your presence has been very valuable to us today, and we certainly look forward to another interaction in the future. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I welcome Ms. Archana AN, Faculty Advisor of IEEE PES SBC MBCA to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Megha. It's my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks for the webinar session, which is organized by our IEEE PES Student Branch Chapter MBCET, and this is in association with IEEE PES Day 2021. I would like to extend my gratitude to each and everyone whose support and coordinative work has been an inspiring force for the conduct of this event. We are indeed honored to have in our midst Dr. Vani Vijay, technology and research expert at YDB Energy Services, who kindly accepted our invitation to be the guest speaker of the webinar session. Within a very short span of time, lots of information was gathered in the presentation. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Archana ma'am, for this opportunity, and I'm really happy to interact with all the students. And this particular topic is very important, and I appreciate the way it is. This program is organized. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm really thankful to our bursar, Reverend Father John Velayal, Assistant Bursar, Reverend Father Raju Parakur, Principal Dr. Abraham P. Matthew, Vice Principal Professor Vishwanath Rao, and Branch Counselor IEEE MBCT, Mr. Jinu Bedi, for their constant support and reassurance in all the matters of concerns in their absence. Special thanks to all. Next, I would like to thank our Head of the Department, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Dr. Nisha GK, for being our guiding light in organizing this event. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank Ms. Anu Gopinath, Assistant Professor, EEE Department, MBCET, for supporting me throughout in preparing and making the arrangements for the smooth functioning of the webinar session. I also thank each student member of this organizing team, that is IEEE PES Student Branch Chapter MBCT, as well as the IEEE MBCT student team representatives, who were really working hard for the last few days to make this series of events successful that was being organized in association with IEEE PES Day 2021 in the month of April. Last but not the least, I extend my sincere gratitude to all the participants, including faculties and students, who have gathered here accepting our invitation to attend this webinar session. Thank you once again for making this event a great success. Thank you all.
Thank you, Archana ma'am. Thank you all the participants for your cooperation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vani.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nisha,
Okay, Archana. Yes, okay. Thank you once again, Vani, for your stimulating talk. And even especially, I would like to say a few more words. So, an event like this cannot happen all of a sudden, as you all know. The wheels start rolling weeks ago to make this into a reality. So, we have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very proactive and dedicated IEEE PES members led by Mrs. Archana Ayan and Mrs. Anu Gopinath, who were well versed in their jobs. I take this opportunity to place on record hearty thanks and my deepest sense of appreciation to the organizing team for their meticulous effort towards making the series of events a grand success. I also take this opportunity to extend our deep sense of gratitude to all the budding rock stars for your active participation and patient listening. Thank you all once again. I thank you everyone present here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vani Vijay.